Hi guys, it's me Andrea, and I will show you a tag today. That's what I made out of watercolor paper. I really like to do that. Heavy watercolor paper, and I prepare all my tags, and I don't mind the size, just the way I want it that day and how I feel. And I use all my dilution paints to make a very, very colorful tag. But I really didn't mind which color I just grabbed and put it on to get as much color on it as possible. So as many colors as possible. And I will yeah, don't get a shock when you see it soon, what I will do with it. Just the last bit here, the grey, I just fill in little white spots. So, oh no, before I go over, I will put some white dots on it here with my white acrylic ink. But now, after it's dry, I go over with black gesso and cover it all up. Yay! No, it's not yay, but I wanted it like this. Because after that's dry, I start with sanding tools to get some off. And I try different ones here. That's a nail file, a very rough one. And I have this on the right, this block, this sanding block, where you can, it's with Velcro, and you can change the little sanding pads on it, and that's what I use as well. But that's much finer, that's what I use now, that some of the paint underneath is revealed to get a finer surface. It's of course very rough with this file. So to get a bit of shine back, it was very dull now, I put some it's a bit of binder. I think I wanted to have a workable surface, because what I do now is I stencil here with white crackle paste. So that's this crackle paste from Viva, so that dries so quick. Can even dry it with heat gun, and you will get nice crackles. You can see here the crackles I got. And I thought I wanted to have this black and white thing, but then I thought, come on, go for silver. And I have this Maya gold, very sparkly, and I go over all the flowers here, but I make sure that you can still see the crackles. I'm not painting into the crackles, and that works quite good. It looks so much nicer in silver. You can see the shine a bit. Yeah, you will see it at the end in the close-up. You can see it much nicer, but I really like it. Really nice effect with this silver. You can see the edges here, they are quite distressed, where I went over with the sand tool, sanding tool. I quite like this. So this is the white Stabilo All. I go around the flowers here and activate it with water. I wanted to have a tiny bit, they should have a, yeah, they should stand out a tiny bit, because against the black it was very much black and white. Yeah, haha. So a bit of white in the background, but only a bit, because I didn't want to cover it up. And this is the same, that's the Maya gold, and I go and do the edges with that. And that's again Maya gold, that bit I cut off before. I thought I want to put my words on there. There wasn't really a space for my words on that tag around the flowers. So working here with my anti-static body, that is a bit like powder stuff in there to get this, because there is paint on top. It's dry, of course, but even though it will catch a lot of this embossing powder, so that's what you do with your anti-static thing. You make it anti-static and fat-free, sort of. I used my Versamark here to stamp. The problem was I couldn't really see where I stamped, so that was very difficult. Then I thought the other words I will do first in black, very light, not bothering if I stamped or inked my stamp up properly. So go over and use then afterwards the same little letters here, and the good thing is that it is you can see through, so I can go on the same letters, sort of, yeah, exactly, yeah. And I use now the Versamark to go over all the letters. And that's a little trick, because it's sometimes really difficult to see the Versamark shine when you want to do the whole sentence with Versamark. Then it is pretty difficult. So that's my little trick. Okay, go over with the black powder, and then I use my heat tool to melt it. But before I do that, I make sure and take care that all the stray bits, even though I use the anti-static body, but it's still some of the powder around, so you can go carefully over it with a very thin brush I used here, and got rid of them. So done now. And I thought that's too big, so I didn't want to cover up that much, and there's still enough space, so I cut off half of it. And you could see I had this butterflies. I still had them laying around from a different project. I thought this tag needed a bit of color in the foreground, so that's why I used my little butterflies here, arranged them and glued them down. Let them a bit three-dimensional, you know, the wings up, only glued them down in the middle, and that bit goes down. That's it. I put a hole into, and I use, to match the whole theme of the tag, of course, I use a silver eyelet. I have quite a lot of, yeah, eyelets I've never used, so I have to use them up. Normally I like to use mostly this metal ones, in dark metal or rusty looking like metal. So in here I'm trying to find out which ribbon. It's not really a ribbon I could use. The eyelet is pretty small, so I had to part this black ones. It's not going through with the silver thing. So that's why I do this one first, and I fiddled that even farther apart to get this open ends there, and then I only use a tiny bit of the silver ribbon again to match the, yeah, it was too long, so I have to do it again, but that's it. Oh, a little bit on my butterfly, they should shine a bit, so this the Spectrum Noir sparkle pen. And this is a close-up already. You can see it, the color. I quite like it. I expected it to be a bit more visible, but yeah, with sanding it down wasn't really possible without destroying the whole substrate, you know. So that's it. I hope you like it. If so, please give me a thumbs up or leave a comment. That would be fantastic. And I thank you a lot for watching, guys. And I hope I see you soon with my next project. And you have a fantastic time. Bye-bye.